The communication array hummed to life in the depths of the underground bunker, its crystalline components glowing with an eerie blue light. Barris wiped the sweat from his brow as he made the final adjustments to the quantum transmitter. Around him, the remnants of Earth's greatest minds worked frantically at their stations, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays. "Signal strength at 97%, called out Dr. Melissa Chen from her position at the central console. Her fingers danced across the haptic interface with practiced precision. Despite the tremor in her voice, "We have maybe 10 minutes before they break through the outer defenses." The bunker shuddered as another plasma bombardment struck the surface above. Dust rained from the reinforced ceiling, and several technicians steadied themselves against their workstations. The Zephyrian fleet had been pounding Earth for 3 days straight, their massive dreadnoughts turning humanity's greatest cities into fields of molten glass. Barris looked at the central screen displaying the final message they were about to broadcast across the galaxy. 3 years of diplomatic overtures, peace treaties, and attempts at coexistence had led to this moment. The Zephyrian hegemony had made their intentions clear. Complete human extinction was the only acceptable outcome. "They think they know us," Barris muttered, his weathered hands gripping the activation lever. 300 years of first contact protocols, of showing them our art, our music, our literature. They saw our poets and philosophers, our doctors and teachers. They thought that was all we were. Melissa's console chimed with an incoming priority transmission. Her face paled as she read the tactical report. "Barris, the Mars colonies are gone. Titan base went dark 20 minutes ago. The Jupiter mining stations..." She couldn't finish the sentence. The weight of humanity's extinction pressed down on everyone in the bunker. Billions of lives snuffed out in a matter of hours. Children who would never grow up. Scientists whose discoveries would die with them. Artists whose masterpieces would be nothing but cosmic dust. But Barris smiled grimly. The Zephyrians had made a critical error in their assessment of humanity. They had studied human civilization during peacetime, cataloging their diplomatic efforts, their cultural achievements, their humanitarian impulses. They had observed humanity at its most civilized, most restrained, most hopeful. They had never seen humanity at war. "Dr. Chen," Barris said, his voice carrying the authority of a man who had seen too much history unfold. "Initiate the Archives Protocol." Melissa's fingers hesitated over the controls. The Archives Protocol was humanity's deepest secret, hidden even from their own people until this moment. For 3 centuries, while humanity had reached for the stars with open hands and peaceful intentions, they had also been preparing for the possibility that the universe might not share their optimistic vision. "Are you certain?" she asked, though she already knew the answer. "They wanted to see what humanity was capable of," Barris replied, his eyes fixed on the tactical display showing Zephyrian ships in orbit. "Let's show them." Melissa activated the protocol. Across the solar system, hidden installations that had masqueraded as research stations, mining operations, and communications relays suddenly came online. The quantum transmitters embedded in asteroids began broadcasting activation codes. Dormant AI systems that had slumbered for decades awakened with singular purpose. The message they transmitted was simple, broadcast on every frequency, in every known language. To the Zephyrian hegemony and all who witnessed this transmission, for 3 centuries we offered you our hand in friendship. We shared our knowledge, our culture, our dreams of peaceful coexistence among the stars. You have rejected these gifts and chosen genocide instead. You have seen humanity at peace. Now you will meet humanity at war. We do not surrender. We do not forgive. We do not forget. And we are everywhere. As the transmission ended, something extraordinary happened across the galaxy. Ships that the various alien species had dismissed as harmless human traders suddenly revealed their true nature. Cargo vessels shed their mundane exteriors to expose weapon systems that defied known physics. Research stations in seemingly empty systems activated defensive networks that had been generations in the making. The humans had been preparing. While they extended olive branches with one hand, they had been forging swords with the other. Every act of diplomacy had been paired with strategic positioning. Every cultural exchange had included intelligence gathering. Every peaceful gesture had been calculated to mask the greatest military deception in galactic history. Melissa watched the tactical display as reports flooded in from across known space. The Zephyrian fleet in orbit suddenly found themselves surrounded by ships that hadn't existed moments before. Their conquered colonies were revealing hidden weapons that turned the hunters into the hunted. "The Proxima defense grid is online," reported a technician. "Alpha Centauri battle stations are engaging enemy forces. The sleeper fleets have begun their assault on Zephyrian home systems." Barris allowed himself a moment of satisfaction as he watched the tide of war shift. The Zephyrians had studied humanity's golden age, their time of peace and prosperity. They had seen humans as they preferred to be, builders, explorers, dreamers. But they had forgotten that every peaceful species must at some point have earned its right to be peaceful. The bunker's communication array crackled with incoming messages from human forces across the galaxy. Colonies that the Zephyrians thought they had destroyed were reporting successful defensive actions. Military commanders who had posed as civilian administrators for decades were revealing their true roles as they coordinated the counterattack. "They made one crucial mistake," Barris said to Melissa as the reports continued to pour in. "They assumed that because we chose peace, we were incapable of war. They forgot that the choice to be peaceful is only meaningful when you have the power to be otherwise." The Zephyrian dreadnoughts in Earth's orbit were now fleeing, their imposing formation scattered by the sudden appearance of human battlecruisers that had been hiding in the asteroid belt. The ships that had terrorized entire star systems found themselves outgunned and outnumbered by an enemy they had drastically underestimated. As the last enemy vessel limped away from Earth's system, Melissa turned to Barris with a mixture of relief and sorrow in her eyes. "We won," she said quietly. "But at what cost?" Barris looked at the casualty reports scrolling across his screen. Billions dead, entire worlds scarred by warfare. The peaceful age of human expansion was over, replaced by something darker but perhaps more honest. "The cost of survival," he replied. The Zephyrians wanted to see what humanity was truly capable of. "Now they know. We are capable of extraordinary kindness and unimaginable brutality, sometimes in the same moment. We are capable of building wonders and destroying worlds. We are capable of loving our enemies and annihilating them when they leave us no choice." The galaxy would be different now. The age of human innocence was over. But humanity would endure as it always had, adapting to whatever challenges the universe presented. They had tried peace first, as they always preferred to do. But when peace failed, they had proven they were very, very good at war.